Hey listeners, you're listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. Grab some tea, a midnight snack, and cuddle up in bed as we dive deep into today's most popular fantasy, sci-fi, and mysteries. We're your hosts. I'm Lily.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Christy.
This season we'll be discussing the cultural phenomenon that influenced the entertainment industry for generations with its cult following. That's right, hold on tight, spider monkeys, we're headed to Forks.
When you can live forever, what do you live for? This podcast. You live for this podcast. Also, maybe the vampire who takes a shine to an innocent girl. Welcome to Sparkle High. Let's go.
In this episode, we'll be discussing Book 4, Breaking Dawn, chapters 8 through 18, where possibly the most infamous scene of the series unfolds, thankfully from Jacob's perspective.
Before we get into it, this is your warning for major spoilers ahead. This includes potentially all Twilight materials, including the movies, interviews, and companion books. We're also avid fans of the Moss universe and might accidentally let spoilers slip for other popular romantasy book series as well. Sorry in advance, like the other seasons, this podcast is rated R, so be warned.
Also, a friendly reminder to please like, subscribe, and follow. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also join our growing community on Patreon for bonus content and more.
All right, well, last we left off, we got some crazy news from the most recent wedded couple, our beautiful Bella and Edward, the Cullens, if you will. She's pregnant, and not just with any normal baby, she's pregnant with possibly devil spawn. I did consider calling her that in the opener, but I was like, maybe I shouldn't lead with that. I'm sure Stephenie Meyer would have hated that.
Well, she certainly pushes the narrative that this baby is a monster.
Which is crazy because she's birthed from her angel, the creation of her angel, right? But anyway, so we open this part of the book, Book 2, which I'm not sure why she broke the book up into books, quote unquote, kind of like Act 1, Act 2. But this one is solely from Jacob's perspective, which, might I say, thank fucking God. Because can you imagine if we had to read this from Bella's perspective? Oh my God. Christy's like, that would be awful because she hates Bella. But I'm thinking it would be awful because Bella would be like torn apart from the inside out and we'd have to read that. I mean, it's already so bad from Jacob's perspective.
Yeah, she probably, I don't know, maybe she was like, men don't need to know what it's like to give birth.
Who knows what her damn reasoning was? I mean, I will say, I think it was smart to give us the Jacob perspective because not only do we learn some things that we needed to learn about the pack, we also see what had to happen from Jacob's perspective, like him breaking away from the pack, which we'll discuss later. And it kind of breaks up the monotony of the last 3.5 books.
I don't know, I kind of felt a little bit like it was Bella in a man's voice with the whining.
I didn't think that. Well, I mean, I think Stephenie Meyer just might be a whiny author.
Agreed.
I found myself thinking that Jacob was a very distinct character, actually.
What do you mean?
There were some things about reading Jacob's part that I felt were finally refreshing. Like, even though he whines a lot and that is annoying, that's consistent. Apparently all of her characters whine because Midnight Sun was terrible, Bella's whiny, Jacob's whiny. Ignoring that, at least we got kind of interesting, perspectives. Like, he fights with everyone. He's not willing to just be like, okay, you can do whatever you want. Or, I don't know, at least he's interesting to read.
The blonde jokes.
The blonde jokes were... His nicknames for everyone kill me.
I will give him that. He differs from Bella in the fact that he literally will not give in to anybody. He's the type of person that would cut his nose off to spite his face.
Yeah, he's definitely insufferable by this point in the series. He's, in a lot of ways, I just wanted to be like, Jacob, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But
me too.
I also really enjoy the other parts of him. Like, I don't know, I was very back and forth I was like, yes. And then I was like, no. And then I was like, yes. And then I was like, God, shut up.
I don't think I was ever like, yes. Sorry. I was really raging about him this week. This
I think it's less about me being happy with Jacob and more about reading something more interesting.
Yeah, I think there were parts that were frustrating with it, but I like his perspective. I like the dialogue with him better.
Yeah.
It seems like you get differences versus the same shit over and over.
Yeah.
I will say the narrator for the audiobook was much better than the narrator for Bella, because she sounds like a 12-year-old and talks like a 12-year-old, and he actually sounded like a man, which is funny since he's like
barely a man.
Barely a man. If not even. He's
17?
17, 16, 17, something like that.
Yeah.
Not even.
Well, we open the book 2, Jacob's perspective, with a preface. Do you want to discuss this preface, Brittany? Because the person who hates the prefaces?
I was just like, again with the dying. She's obsessed with dying and death. It's annoying, but also kind of stupid that his preface is only one sentence long.
Yeah, we get a quote from Midsummer Night's Dream, which of course it's Shakespeare. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays, which that's a great quote. And I don't appreciate her putting that in this book. And then we also get life sucks and then you die. Yeah, I should be so lucky, which is very like Jacob Black coded to me. Life sucks and then you die.
I should, my bad. It was 2 sentences. Two sentences.
What a preface. I will say that by this point in the series, I think that Jacob Black's character is very informed by Taylor Lautner. I feel that because she was finishing the series while the first movies were coming out, it feels like his character really came to, you know what I mean? Like his character in the movies feels a lot like the book character. Whereas I don't always feel like that with other characters.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah. But we start chapter 8 of the book with Jacob trying to start a fight with Paul, who is supposed to be notorious for fighting, but he will not. And why will he not?
Because he imprinted on Rachel,
Jacob's older sister, who we don't even get to see.
Yeah.
On the page.
The stupid thing is they keep pointing it out, but if you say something is rare, don't make everyone like if it's a fated mate kind of thing that's rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't give everyone a fated mate.
Yeah. We talk about that, so Paul is in his house eating his chips because he wants to be near Rachel all the time. And we find out that apparently Embry and Colin's parents don't know that they're wolves.
Which is insane.
That's kind of crazy to me, yeah. You know what? I meant to look it up in the illustrated guide who Colin's parents are, and I just forgot because of everything that was happening today.
If my child turned into a wolf, I feel like I have a right to know, even if that child was a 16-year-old. In fact, just being in the tribe, I feel like if there are wolves around, I feel like I have a right to know.
How would you not know being part of the tribe?
Yeah.
Like once you see Sam and all of them, and now your kid is hanging with them.
And what I don't understand is that
they don't know that Sam's a wolf either.
Oh, I know, right?
Do they not?
Only the council members.
It seems to be mostly the council members, yeah.
But they would have to come from those families that had wolves, and they would have to know the stories. So, I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Embry, we know, is a special case. But Colin is related to Jacob. He's Jacob's cousin. So why can't his parents know? I'm very confused by that.
I am too. It does not make any sense. At this point, I feel like as soon as a wolf shows up, you're like, hey tribe, guess what?
Yeah, I'm still also really, I also still really want to know what Embry's whole story is, like who his parents are. Officially, assuming he's not an anomaly, but I need to know who his dad is. I'm so nosy. I want to know. Man.
What if he ends up with Leia
You mean Leah?
Leah, yeah.
Well, apparently Colin thinks that Leah is the most beautiful girl in the entire world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the 12, 13-year-old.
How does Sam feel about that?
I wonder. But anyway, so poor Jacob, this starts the long section of him just wishing he was dead. He's been waiting for the news for weeks that Bella is either dead or dying. Very morbid.
Really have to say, Jacob assumes that Edward killed her in his drive to get some. And I was like, do you not know Bella at all?
Right?
Do you think that this 100-year-old virgin vampire couldn't wait to screw Bella so badly that he's just, He
just can't imagine that she wants to have sex.
I know, it's like,
yeah,
he's got this idealized version of her in his head. He constantly, and I mentioned this later in my notes in one of the chapters, but he's constantly like, the way that Bella describes Edward as this perfect angel, so patient and whatever, and he's constantly describing Bella as she's so selfless and she's so innocent and she's so giving and all this thing. And I wanted to wring his little neck every time he said that she was selfless. And
okay, but he also says it in like a annoyed way. In the books, he's like, that's Bella always trying to kill herself.
In certain times, and other times he's like, she's such a sacrificial lamb. She's so innocent and all this, and it's annoying. Even the snarky parts for me was annoying. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear about how Bella is so wonderful, and I don't want to hear how Edward is so wonderful. And I just want y'all to take your rose tinted glasses off and just fucking see the person it's right in front of you for real for the first time.
This might be a hot take, but I think that Jacob actually doesn't really like Bella that much, especially by this point in the books. I think that he's like, because he doesn't realize he's actually being drawn to her by the fetus, which is very heavily implied near the end of this section.
Yes.
That it's actually not Bella at all. It's actually what's inside Bella, which is horrifying, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because of that, I think that he actually really kind of low-key resents her in a lot of ways for the way that their relationship ended up and how she keeps pulling him in and stuff. But he doesn't seem to recognize that about himself.
I get that.
That actually makes sense.
I get that. But also at the same time, he walks in the house and she smiles at him and she's happy to see him. And he's like, oh, there she goes again, pulling in because she smiled.
But that's the thing is he's like, to me, I read it as there she fucking goes again. Like I have to give into that.
That's what I am agreeing with you. He's resenting her. But at the same time, he's like, she smiled at me. She must love me.
Well, she does. But
she does love him. You smile at people you're happy to see. Does not mean that they're romantically interested. And he's like, she's just dragging me back in.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just saw it differently. But also, I get what you're saying. I guess I just read it a little differently. Maybe it's because you're reading the audiobook. Because it's, how that is. Sometimes the delivery of the audiobook really solidifies it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, when he said it, it was just like, she smiled at me. Why did she do this to me?
Yeah.
She's happy to see you because you called her, your best friend. She thinks of you as her best friend. I smile at y'all whenever I see y'all.
He's like, God, why is she smiling?
I think I read it more as like surfer take, not really serious, but
yeah,
that actually would make sense if that was Lily. That was the case, that he felt that kind of attraction, like that draw, that imprinting, without realizing that's what it was.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way, especially near the end. Yeah,
it does.
He's like, I don't want to turn back, but I'm going to turn back.
Yeah, he's like, he does talk about how he's like, I want to just march out of this house, but instead I'm going to go sit by Bella because she smiled at me.
And she's cold. Yeah. But anyway, So in this first chapter, the other thing that we see is Quill and Claire interacting. And I feel like it's supposed to make us feel more comfortable with the fact that Quill has imprinted on a baby, like a toddler, but it does not. It doesn't help the case in any way.
No, it makes it seem like he is training her to be the person that he wants.
It's just so gross because it's like, it's just so gross. It's like textbook grooming. You can't, of course, this girl will like you if you're around her from the age of 3.
Yeah.
That's why it's gross. And the fact that she doesn't really also have much of a choice because of the imprinting. It's so, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Icky.
And you can make it where she's dependent on you.
Yes.
And I wanted to know where Claire's mom was. Like, who
where is she?
Their 3-year-old baby with a random teenager, especially a male teenager.
Especially
that is preparing to sleep with them.
Especially if we just found out that Embry and Colin's parents don't know that they're wolves, then Claire's parents definitely don't know that they're wolves. So that means that Claire is here with Quill without any knowledge of what the imprinting is, right?
Well, see, I had a question about that.
So they think some teenager is just all of a sudden completely...
I don't know.
Oh, that's even worse.
I don't know.
Rachel gets to know all about the whole wolf thing because she imprinted. Does that mean that they tell Claire's parents that he imprinted?
Maybe so.
Yeah, because
that would
the
make
other
sense.
People, the other, old ladies that imprinted with them, they know. They have to know about the wolf thing.
I think that's actually reasonable. That's fair. They probably had to tell Claire's parents.
Yeah, because that's gross and ew.
Okay, but even if they did, I can't imagine parents...
It's still gross.
Agreeing to that.
Yeah. Here, fine, go babysit my kid. Oh, yeah, by the way, if you are a wolf, and I know you're a wolf, you might have an emergency where you have to ditch my kid. Like, what happened? How do you not know where Claire's mom is?
Yeah, I have no words. It's all around illogical. The whole situation is illogical and weird. Mm-hmm. But
when Jacob comes to the beach and he's talking about how patient Quill is with Claire, and he's like, I've seen many real parents get that look on their face. And I was like, Quill's not a parent. Not a parent. It's disgusting.
That's the thing is, Quill is supposed to be a parental figure right now, which is weird because then he will not be a parental figure in the future. That's why it's weird. Yeah. That's why it's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's gross.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's one reason it's wrong, I should say. There are many reasons it's wrong. But we find out that Bella is home and alive, and that Charlie thinks that she is just really sick, and that she caught something in South America, and that's why he can't see her. And so he has called all of the tribe because those are his only friends. And he's like, this is what's going on. And she's home. But also, we can't see her.
Would that work as a parent?
No. There's no way that would work for my parents.
Yeah. Or like for me, it could be one of my cats and there's no fucking way.
I don't know. At the same time, like Bella is technically married and an adult, and her parents no longer...
Oh, I don't give a shit.
Her parents can no longer insist or do anything legally.
Oh, I don't give a shit. It would not have to be legal. If my cats could grow up and move out of the house, and that was the thing, and somebody was telling me that they were deathly ill, and I don't care about laws or legalities.
Especially if you were in the same city. Like, it's one thing if she were still in South America, which maybe she was telling him that, but she didn't. Now that I think about it, no, she told him that she was back and she was fine. Just don't come check on her. And that's the crazy part.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have been right there.
Now, Jacob assumes that she's dying or dead already. And so he wants to go ahead and go confront Edward and the Cullens for killing her. But Sam is like, well, we don't know that she's dead, first of all. And second of all, it was Bella's choice to do this, and therefore I don't think we should count it towards the treaty. The treaty was not broken. They did not kill anyone that we know of. And also, Bella was making a conscious decision to turn. So therefore, Sam is not ready to just go ham and say that the treaty has been broken.
Which, good for Sam in this point.
At this moment, I agree with Sam. At this moment. Not the whole time, though, because Sam is about to anger me.
Sam is about to be dumb.
Yeah.
But I also have to mention at this meeting, they do actually confirm that they see each other's sex lives.
Yeah, I told you. I told you. They have to see everything. I mean, if something's going through your mind, they're going to see it. Yep. I also thought, so Billy confronts him about running to the Cullens because Jacob wants to just ignore Sam and Seth and just run and confront the Cullens immediately. And Billy confronts him and he's like, don't do that. Sam's right. And I thought there's a moment where he's talking about his twins, like Rachel and Rebecca. And he says something along the lines of like, well, they're old enough to make their own decisions and Bella's old enough or something like that. And Jacob's like, no. And I'm thinking to myself, like, he's very understanding of the twins not being around. Like, they just ran off after their mother died. And I understand that. But I also thought it was kind of crazy because it just leaves him and Jacob alone. I guess he did let Jacob do that.
I mean, to be fair, one of them got married. One of them got married and moved to Hawaii.
Yeah. I don't think that makes a difference to me.
She should. It's my brother comes home once a year for Christmas, and that's about it.
I think I'm just the type of person to be like, if your family needs you, your family needs you. But I get that not all families are like that. Like, I mean, I didn't want to move up here alone. But no. I don't know. I just thought it was weird the way he was talking about the twins. But in all fairness, he treats Jacob the same. He allows Jacob to run away when he needs to. And he knows that Jacob wants to do it again. But despite his protests, Jacob yanks the phone cord out of the wall, which crazy move, might I add, for considering your dad is disabled and it would take a while for him to find help.
He had to roll himself up to the store or something like that. That's what Jacob
said he'd have to do if he needed to call somebody.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So Jacob takes the motorcycle because he's like, that way nobody can hear my thoughts. And he decides literally says he's going to challenge Edward to a duel.
Wait, so if there's a lot of music going on around you or something, then they can't hear your thoughts because that's not how thoughts work.
No, if he takes the motorcycle, he's a human, but they can only hear his thoughts when he's a wolf.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay. I thought you meant the noise from the motorcycle would drown out the thoughts.
No.
Okay. All right.
The fact that he said, I can use Edward's ego against him.
Has that worked for you yet, Jacob?
Is that the pot calling the kettle black?
Yeah.
Also, Edward may have he has emotions and he fights with his emotions, but he uses his emotions and his ability, and he always stays calm.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Jacob, who fights with his emotions and lets his emotions control him in his fights. And I'm just like,
Edward does not remain calm. His emotions rule him. That's why he ran off before.
In this section. But he was a very outwardly logical.
You're talking about in this section.
Well, no, I'm talking about in general. That whole running.
He is wildly emotional.
Yes, he is. But when in a fight for your life, that whole running off for Bella was very logical to him.
Oh, no, he fucked up in the first one, remember? Because he was all like, wah, wah, and emotional. And he got on that flight leading James to Bella because he didn't use his head.
He wasn't in a fight then. He was hunting. But when he fights, when he is on, you saw it in the practice sessions when they were going to fight against the newborns. And you saw it in the fight against Victoria. He may have emotions. He was worried about Bella, but he used his emotions to fight better, his abilities. Jacob fights with his emotions controlling him. Edward doesn't let his emotions control him in a fight.
Oh no, I don't think Jacob lets it control him to the point that he can't fight well. I think it serves him in the way that the type of fighting he does.
I think he's a little too arrogant and too pig-headed, and he he doesn't even conceive the possibility that he can lose. And yes, I think that he managed to fight those newborn vampires because they were not skilled. And yes, he is skilled, but he also lets his emotions get away with him.
To be fair, I don't think we've seen enough of Jacob fighting to know that the emotions hinder him in any way. Because his emotions might fuel him, and that's why he ends up starting fights. But I don't think we've seen enough to say that his emotions make him a bad fighter.
I'm not saying that they make him a bad fighter. I'm saying that in a fight against Edward, he would lose.
I think that's just set up. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's how Stephanie Meyer wants it to be, you know?
Plus, if you look at it, he's brand new to being a wolf, and Edward's been doing the vampire thing for 100 years.
Yeah.
So he would have had more ability to hone that.
Jacob is very much a child. I'm not saying that this is a bad thing on Jacob. I mean, he does need to grow up a little bit, but I'm saying that he's going into this fight going, I'm going to win. And I hands down know Edward would kick his ass. And
Jacob is always like that.
Can't even conceive it.
I don't know. All you have to do is like throw a stick at Bella and he would go running for her.
Bella slit her arm during that fight with Victoria, and he managed to still win without paying her that much attention.
If Victoria had been smart, she would have done something to, I don't know, like rolled a rock toward her or something. And then just knowing Edward's weaknesses.
I agree that Jacob is completely out of his league when it comes to just thinking, you know, like he's very headstrong. He thinks he knows what the fuck he's doing, and he's not. But at the same time, I do understand that I do think that Edward's also incredibly emotional. But I understand what you're saying.
I wasn't trying to say that he isn't emotional. He is emotional. He just controls his emotions in a fight.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, moving on.
But regardless, Jacob is a dumbass and decides he's going to challenge Edward to a duel, which I think is so funny because it's very much like, what are you talking about? It's just like, first of all, a duel, my guy. What is this, the 15th century? And then, second of all, Edward's not going to fight you. Edward's just not going to fight you, mostly because of Bella. But Jacob is met by Carlisle at the door. And I think that this is one of the most interesting parts of the section to me, because I didn't realize just how much Jacob likes Carlisle.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to respect him in an odd way. And at first, I think Jacob didn't realize it until this moment either. He's like, it kind of hits him that he's like, actually, I don't think I could kill Carlisle. If any of the vampires
he didn't give him a nickname, did he?
No, not that I remember. Do you guys remember him giving Carlisle?
I think the only other name he calls him is the doctor or something like that.
Yeah, the doctor, or like the father figure or something, maybe. He says if there was such a thing as a safe vampire, it was the strangely gentle leader. So I just thought that was interesting because Jacob has always been super antagonistic towards the Cullens up to this section. But as soon as he meets Carlisle at the door, he's kind of disarmed, like immediately.
Like, that dude took care of me last time.
I guess he's okay. Yeah.
And the thing that got me was the more he spends time with the family, he opens up to just about everyone except for Blondie and Edward.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, oh, this is why you should never hang out with these people, because you lose your prejudices. Although he didn't say it in those words.
Oh, no, they're not foreign to me anymore. Oh, no, it's almost like they're normal
enemies?
people.
Oh.
Yeah, but he goes in there thinking he's going to see like a turned Bella or a dead Bella or something. And then he hears her and he's like, okay, she's alive. She's
sick.
Maybe she is sick.
Yeah.
Another thing I thought was really funny about this section is Jacob saying that as soon as he sees Bella's face, he knows what she's thinking because she's so easy to read. I thought that was the funniest thing I'd ever heard, considering Edward cannot read her. He can't read her mind. He can't read what she's thinking on her face. I just think that's so funny because Jacob knows her so well that he doesn't even have to ask. He just knows. Yeah. But Edward doesn't. And if anyone should, it's Edward.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing I would say about that is that I disagree a little bit because he clearly didn't know what she was thinking when he was trying to kiss her.
Yeah, that too.
But otherwise, he seems to be really good at that. Otherwise. It must be when he really wants something that he's not thinking about what she's thinking.
When the wrong head overrides his thinking.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The thing, when he was making his plan for, then there's Esme and Alice, and they're so tiny, and you don't really want to kill girls, even vampire girls.
I thought that was funny. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Stop being a weird misogynistic prick.
Yes.
And I know this is answered probably later in the fight, but I'm betting Esme would be a force. Like, if you really actually pissed her off,
I cannot imagine
protecting her loved ones.
Maybe, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. I could see her.
She would be one of those that was just entirely a surprise.
I would love that.
Yeah, I could see her going to town if you hurt somebody she loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some crazy quotes in this chapter. It is one of the I've been waiting to talk about this, actually. This is the chapter that I have been waiting to bring up to Christy because I was like, Christy, I feel like you're not going to like Jacob anymore. And this is the reason why. So after he realizes what's going on, he sees that Bella is pregnant. He's horrified. He is horrified that they had sex. He's horrified that there's a monster in her. Jacob is just overcome. He's just like, what the absolute fuck, right? Edward is also flipping the fuck out. And it's just, they're obviously one and the same that they both are concerned that Bella is going to die. And Edward takes him outside and he says, you can offer her what she wants. I don't care about anything but keeping her alive. If it's a child she wants, she can have it. She can have a dozen babies, anything she wants. He paused for 1 second. She can have puppies, if that's what it takes. So what's happening at this moment is Edward is talking to Jacob about Bella, about her body, about what she's allowed to do with her body, without her. And Jacob is going, what is he saying? That Bella should what? Have a baby with me? What? How? Was he giving her up? Or did he think that she wouldn't mind being shared? And Edward goes, whatever keeps her alive. And Jacob goes, I couldn't think about what he was suggesting. It was too much. Impossible. Wrong. Sick. Borrowing Bella for the weekends and then returning her Monday morning like a rental movie. So messed up. So tempting.
So
it's like the worst thing in the series to me.
Yeah.
I mean, he does at least say that it is fucked up. I mean,
yeah.
I guess the tempting part would be it is fucked up in the fact that it's not like, hey, this is something you need to ask her about kind of thing. But just the fact that he's willing to share her, like some sort of, what was that Las Vegas movie where the guy like rents out his wife or whatever?
What? I don't think I've seen that.
It's like an older movie. With Robert, what is his name? Robert Redford?
Oh, wow.
Is that it? Wait, is that his name?
There is a Robert Redford. I don't know what the movie is.
Yeah, like this rich guy sees, I think it's Demi Moore, and she and her husband have gone to Las Vegas or they just got married or whatever. And he's a rich guy and he's like, hey, if I can borrow your wife for like a weekend or a week or whatever, I'll give you $1 million.
That's crazy.
And they do.
I mean, like, who wouldn't for $1 million?
But did the wife
Travis better not.
But was she included on that decision?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Yes. Yeah. She was included. That was her choice as well. Right. But it just reminded me of that kind of setup of like, here you go.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing.
They're not including Bella on this decision at all.
No.
And for one, the fact that he's like, oh, so she's going to be my girl too is also kind of fucked up because he's really honestly talking about you being a sperm donor, dude. Sperm donor. Yeah. Not extra boyfriend.
It is. And not to take up for Edward, because God knows I don't want to, but really in this, I think when I read it, it was more...
It's desperation.
You know, when somebody's dying or something and it's like, well, I'll do whatever for the rest of my life if you just don't kill him. That's what I took this as.
I agree.
Honestly, it was just his saying like, whatever it takes. I don't actually think he would let that go.
No, I think I agree with you in that it was definitely... He's literally just thinking literally whatever she wants. She can have whatever she wants. And on that, I think that's why the fandom gives him that out. Is because he doesn't want to give her, he doesn't want to give her up. He doesn't want to hurt her. He doesn't want to talk about her like something. But I think it's really fucked up that it's even considered or put in the book. That Jacob even considers it. He's like, it's so tempting. And then later... He does ask her. He even tries to think, he's like, maybe I shouldn't bring it up. I shouldn't bring it up. And then he's like, but I could give you a different... He says, what if I let you try again? What if you could try again? And he can't get himself to say it because he knows it's fucked up.
And the thing is, the one thing that she actually really wants, it's her baby with Edward. Not just
exactly
some baby.
Yeah.
Her baby with Edward. And
her weird, fucked up, half angel vampire baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why she wants to name it Edward.
Oh my God.
If his dad was named Edward and he's named Edward, he's Edward Jr., not baby.
Yeah. Right.
Someone should have called her Junior. Or someone should have called him Junior because that would have fucking killed me. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
But yeah.
The other thing about that conversation that really pissed me off was they were like, oh, we'll just sedate her and kill it.
Rip it out.
Yeah.
She's a human.
She's
Get it out of her.
Y'all are all big, strong vampires. You can't just do it. And they were like, oh, well, we were gonna.
We thought about it.
Rose is causing a problem, which good for Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as fucked up as it is that she is dying from this parasite, literally.
Her choice.
It's her choice, sadly. It is her choice.
And as far as they're like, this baby is a monster because it's stealing her life and it's killing her. Well, guess what? That's what babies do. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure they don't eat their mothers.
Well, he's not
like that.
The baby isn't, or Raggedy Ann is not eating her. She is just sucking her life out of her.
Eventually she
Not
will.
Literally, but
eventually she will.
Say it again.
It's going to end up like, what is that, Predator or whatever? Where it explodes out of them?
They said that only some babies eat their way out.
Only some. Okay, well,
Predator.
Then all is better. That's good.
Yeah, no, I'm
Bella's safe.
The whole idea of regular pregnancy freaks me out. The whole process. I can't watch, what was that movie? Expecting or something like that. I can't watch it.
Honestly,
I nearly passed out in the theater watching Breaking Dawn.
The fact that this is included in this book, the whole scene where she's giving birth and the leading up to it and and in the movie, it's kind of insane that this is in what was like a teen
YA.
Series.
Yeah. YA.
Yeah.
Yes. We don't get a sex scene.
No.
But we get a birth
Which is
scene.
way worse.
I hesitate to call it a birth scene.
Mm-hmm.
I hesitate because it's like, it's a borderline a death scene. It's like, it's so awful. Her being eaten alive and dying as this baby is clawing its way out of her, literally breaking her bones because it cannot live inside her anymore. It's the worst. Guys, I'm getting like chills. I'm like, ugh.
No, it's just, I want to puke. I want to puke just thinking about that scene.
I gotta hand it to Stephanie Meyer. She's a good horror writer.
Yeah.
I mean, God.
But in all seriousness, when a woman gets pregnant, the baby feeds off of her. That's like whatever she puts in her, that also feeds the baby. It's
right. in like a sip kind of way. It isn't like chomping on her innards and like breaking through her bones.
That doesn't happen until the end. That doesn't happen until the end. And you know what? Some babies rip through their mother's exits. Okay?
I think this is like a metaphor. It's a metaphor for giving up yourself for love, right?
Yes. But I was just like thrown. I hated that they kept calling this baby a monster because it was eating her. It was doing what a baby does. I'm just saying.
Brittany,
doing what a baby
we are not going to
does.
pretend. We are not going to pretend this is a normal baby.
It's not
I am not pretending.
Baby. It's not a normal baby.
And keep in mind, though, they would have to refer to it as a monster in order to kill it. If they referred to it as like Edward's child or something like that, then they would not be able to kill it. So that kind of verbiage allows them to make those kind of plans.
Yeah, that's
what pisses me off.
I think it's an interesting, we won't get into it yet, but I definitely think there's a conversation there about pro-choice, pro-life, blah, blah, blah. I think that Stephanie Meyer's feelings there are coming in, especially with them calling it monster, fetus, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, God forbid someone kill that baby, you know? I'm just saying, I'm not saying I want babies to die. I'm just saying there's definitely a conversation happening there on the page about it.
Oh, yeah.
Without it happening, if that makes sense.
She is using this language to kind of a little bit, I think, induce rage in the readers about the way that the baby is being referred to.
But see, the problem is the readers that have already read it before are like, go ahead and kill her. We don't like her anyways.
Do you think she planned for rereads? Do you think she planned for rereads?
Yeah, I mean,
probably.
I gotta be honest. If I was in Edward and Jacob's shoes, my first thought would be, get that thing out of her. Get that thing out of her. And I don't care how far along it was. I wouldn't be getting that thing out of Bella. You know what I mean? So I just think it's kind of in a crazy position to be in. That Bella would insist. You know what else too? And I had this thought while I was reading all of the back and forth, because this section is a lot of back and forth of the same thing. Is Bella dying? Nope, she's not dead yet. Is she dead yet? Nope, she's not dead yet. How is she doing this today? She's almost dead. But the glimpses that we get of Bella, I feel like she doesn't, maybe it's because it's from Jacob's perspective, but it doesn't feel like Bella. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but when we got the glimpses of Bella that we saw, it didn't sound like Bella to me for some reason. Maybe it's because we're not in her head.
Probably because we're not in her head.
Yeah, because I just feel like, that probably is it. Because when she's talking to Jacob, she's always smiley and like doesn't want to scare him.
Well, I felt like she made her motherly in this section.
Yes, that's what I mean.
As her.
Although she always kind of was a teenage mom with her parents, but not as maternal.
She was until the book started, and then that went away really quick.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it is such a crazy, this whole section is so crazy for what it means about motherhood and giving birth and women's bodies and how they're talked about. And, you know, we
how
talked about
men decide everything. It gives a whole new meaning to my body, your body, my choice.
Now, we talked about Edward and Jacob having this discussion. Let's discuss, should we talk about Rosalie or should we talk about Sam and the pack finding out first?
Let's talk about Sam.
All right. So once Jacob has this conversation with Edward, he obviously has to take it back to the pack. And like the second that they hear it, it goes from speechless to, oh my God, we have to kill this thing.
Yeah.
At first, they're like shocked. They're like, what do you mean that she's pregnant with a half vampire baby? And then it's like, abomination, monster, we have to kill it. It's gonna
this thing
hurt
that
our
actually
families.
happened on its own in a natural way. It's so unnatural.
Yeah. I was a little shocked by how quickly it changed.
And their whole, well, it's a potential danger to the tribe, to humans. Well, you know what? So is a mountain lion. I don't see you going out hunting them.
I mean, true, but...
So are people. I don't see you going out hunting them.
Okay, I like that analogy better.
Christy was like, hold the fuck up. I agree. I think it just felt like a very quick rush to action. And obviously Jacob felt the same. Seth was supporting him in the, hey, wait, let's talk about this. Let's discuss this. Should we, let's see how Bella's doing. Should we wait and see what happens with the baby? Like, we don't know what this is. I think it's funny that we go from, we don't know if Bella's dead. She could be alive. She made this decision herself to this baby has to die right now.
And we have to murder Bella as well just because she's in the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're totally okaying murder of a pregnant woman just to get to her baby.
They immediately automate to if they won't kill it, we have to. And they're just totally, and Jacob's like, well, what are we going to do about Bella? How are we going to save Bella without killing her? And they just look at him and they're like, well,
sorry,
she's just going to have to die, I guess. And the way that they put it is she's going to die anyway. We're just going to speed up the process. And he's like,
along.
No, that's not how it works. At first you were afraid to kill her because that would break the treaty, or like you were hesitant to worry about her because she wasn't breaking the treaty. And now this. So Jacob makes the choice, not even consciously, I don't think, but he's just absolutely will not fight the Cullens or kill Bella. And so he breaks away from the pack, and he is able to do this because he's actually supposed to be the alpha. He's the direct descendant of Ephraim Black. And so he accidentally, in some ways, creates a separate pack, and he runs off and defies Sam's orders to fight with them. Not long after that, Seth joins him, and I love Seth.
He was such a highlight.
He was.
Yeah.
He really was. He is the highlight of this section. I was writing notes in the car as I was reading this, and I was like, I did not remember how important he was to this section of the book. He's so awesome.
Everybody he interacts with, he makes them likable.
Yes.
Like, I like Edward because of Seth.
Oh, I love that. I totally agree. Because if Seth likes you, you must be doing something right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even their interactions with him make them likable. So.
Which is funny because he did not like Bella at the end of Eclipse until after that fight.
Yeah. He was upset with Bella for how she was treating Jacob. But he's like, okay, I kind of understand now. But yeah, he's such a sweetheart, and he ends up running after Jacob, who at first doesn't want him to join. Actually, this is where I started getting really pissed off with Jacob, because he was like, no, go home. Like, he was kind of rude to him for a while, and rude to Leah whenever Leah comes up. I was really, really annoyed with him.
I mean, he's rude to just about everybody, so.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, especially in this book. He's literally hormones all over the place, it feels like.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And ego.
He's a hormonal teenage child.
Listen, I just think I'm okay with you if you're angry at Edward. I'm okay with you if you're angry at Rosalie. I'm okay with you if you're angry at Sam. I get it. But Seth?
Yeah.
You should not be taking it out on Seth.
Yeah.
Nope. But I think my perception of this book is warped by the movie, because it had been so long since I've read this book. And honestly, I remembered so little of this. And I was glad that I was rereading it because I love Seth. He was just great. I was really enjoying his parts.
Yeah, I think they didn't do him as much of a service in the movie. They kind of downplayed him there.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was about to say I don't remember him much in the movie.
He's cut out of the movie almost.
That's so stupid. The actual best part of the book.
Right. They should have included him more. I know that they cut out a lot of Jacob's portion in the movie. I understand why, but I also think it was dumb, personally. I think it was dumb. I think they should have included some other things about the pack, but he's such an underrated character.
Can we also talk about how ridiculous it is that Jacob literally comes over to the Cullens' house, talks with Bella, leaves, goes to a pack meeting that's maybe like an hour or two, let's give it 3 at most, And then he runs back to the Cullens, and then he's like, oh, everything's changed. How's Bella doing? It's been hours. And you're like asking about her like you haven't seen her in years. How's she
like
doing
it was
now?
overnight.
It was only a few hours, actually, because he later on says it's only been a day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, even then, her condition's kind of touch and go, though, at that moment.
She was dying really fast.
I mean,
Yeah.
I get that, but literally, you left, ran back, and went, how is she? It's like...
I mean, Stephenie Meyer's not very good with a timeline, you know?
That was pretty much what, yeah. It's just, it didn't feel right.
Well, depending on, too, like just those general, you know, when you are kind of, you don't know what to say, and you're like, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Because you're like, okay, that's it. That's all I got. Maybe that was all he had.
I don't even know what to say. She's dying? Okay, great. Like, it's like, is she dying again? Okay, awesome. Still dying? Awesome. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to head out.
Oh, she's got even worse? Sucks for her.
Yeah. So, but out of this, we get, so Jacob is now an alpha. I guess his second is technically Seth now. And I did appreciate that he asked Seth what he thought they should do. And Seth is like, well, I think we should go warn the Cullens, but we don't need to fight anybody. And we'll just hope that that the pack doesn't try to start some shit. And they run up on the Cullens, who are immediately concerned about what's going on. But then they explain what has happened, and they come to an agreement that the wolves will kind of sweep the perimeter and keep an eye out so that Sam's pack does not surprise them. And so a couple of them have gone to feed. Carlisle and Esme have gone to feed. And then he meets Emmett, Jasper, and Edward, and he tells them what's going on. And then they come to this like agreement about watching for the Uley pack.
I thought that they didn't go feed until later.
When they first get there, Carlisle and Esme are gone because they had already gone to feed. But then they go again later. Yeah.
I think it's funny that they had to use Jacob's errant thoughts to figure out how to save Bella.
Can we just talk about how fucking stupid that is? Because what do you mean?
How fucking stupid they are.
Yeah.
I think you're like, they are in total, because even Victoria, all of that, it was Bella that figured it out.
You didn't think of giving a half vampire baby blood?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if Bella's been starving for months...
I'm at a loss.
Well, technically, she had what her body needed, which is
but
food and water.
the baby made her
But she's been
up.
throwing it up. That's why she's dying. It's because she's been throwing up everything.
Yeah, but he's doing intravenous, probably food and water.
They only just now did that, though. Only just now.
And he says that her body is not absorbing it because she's just throwing up and not keeping anything down. I agree that she definitely should have been more sick.
Yeah. Yeah, then that makes no sense that she wouldn't, because I think, what's it, just a few days and you die without water?
Yes.
Yeah. They're constantly feeding her, but she's constantly throwing up. So it's like a back and forth, like, it's terrible.
Yeah. And also, if the baby is feeding on Bella's blood, she should also again be dead, because you can only lose so much before you pass out from blood loss.
Agreed.
But is the baby feeding on her blood, though?
It has to be.
Because doesn't she have that hard sack around the baby that the baby can't?
Yeah, but there's
gotta be.
There's the umbilical cord.
But the baby's not satiated either. Like, that's why when she drinks the blood, the baby's all happy. Which honestly is weird, because if you think about that in that line, she drinks the blood herself. It goes down to her stomach.
Yep.
How is the baby accessing her stomach contents?
The umbilical cord.
Through the normal way.
Yeah, but okay, umbilical cord. But again, there's that hard shell that they say.
So the umbilical cord is probably just as hard.
Here, okay. I don't understand Stephenie Meyer's science, but let me attempt to explain something.
Okay.
The first thing is that Red Dead Redemption can have both blood and normal human food when she comes out of the womb. So we know that to some extent she can survive off of human food, but it won't satisfy her completely. She needs both. The second thing is that we don't know how the hard shell that protects the baby works. We don't know if that necessarily keeps it blocked off from the rest of her body, or if it is just another form of what already exists in female wombs. Like, it's just like a hardened womb, if that makes sense.
I think it's a hardened amniotic sac.
That's more what I mean.
Red Level Redemption?
I called her Red Dead Redemption, which is a video game.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I meant, Brittany. I don't know terminology for babies, but a hardened version of what's already there, which leads me to think that the way that the baby is growing in her is very much like a human baby, except some things are different, such as the hardened amniotic sac. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And then the umbilical cord that connects the baby, which is how she gets food, is probably still working, and that's why the baby's alive, but the baby cannot survive alone on human food, which is why Bella cannot just have human food, I think. Because once she's had the blood, she's also is like, I want eggs.
Yeah, which is
so
weird.
She gets both. Yeah, it sounds gross, but that's what she gets. So,
but also, now that you bring up that, did they take the amniotic sac out of her womb? Because that can fester and kills people if it's not removed.
She turns into a vampire.
Is that what people eat?
Huh?
Is that what people eat?
They eat
cats eat it.
No, what's it called?
The umbilical cord and like the
I can't remember what it's called. The placenta. Yes.
Yeah.
The placenta. Exactly.
But yeah.
I don't know, girl, but she turned into a vampire, so she would have been fine.
Or maybe it's just permanently in there.
Might be, but she'll be fine.
Gross.
But back to the book. Did that make sense before we move on? Does that kind of... I don't know if that answers the question, but that's how I imagine
it. That makes as much sense as it's going to.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. After Seth joins the pack, Leah later joins the pack.
Yay.
Which at first they assume she could be kind of like a spy, which I don't blame them for assuming that. But poor Leah, they are so fucking mean to her. Especially Jacob. I do not.
I have to say one real quick thing about the blood again. When they tell Bella that they're going to give her blood, she was like, somebody go get me a mountain lion or whatever. And then they're like, no, you need human. And she's like, who? Like, they're going to slit somebody's throat right there.
She did say that. She was like, who's the blood donor?
She would have drunk it. It would have looked like one of those tracheotomies, and she would have shoved that straw in so fast.
She was like she looked at Jacob like, oh God, not him.
Yeah.
Who's donating?
It was like a vampire pup cup.
Yeah, I have no words for that. Also, back to the conversation with Carlisle where they figure out the blood is the answer. He says that vampires have 25 pairs of chromosomes. And I don't know why. That took me out. I was like, what the fuck?
Jacob has 24.
Yeah, apparently Jacob has 24. Because why not? And of course he can't have 25 because then he'd be as good as the vampires. Yeah. Of course, the ultimate evolved being that are the 25 chromosomes for the vampires. Who knows why the fuck they need 25 chromosomes? But what the fuck ever. I just was like, this is a ridiculous conversation.
Oh yeah, I think it was put in there to make her sound like she knew what she was talking about.
I think it was put in there because it has to establish that Jacob is the same kind of species as Roblox so that later they can pair up. Because if you remember, they discuss it later that the baby has 24 pairs of chromosomes.
They assume. They haven't checked yet.
Yeah, it is an assumption.
So Edward's 25 chromosomes weren't strong enough to provide his child with 25 chromosomes.
Not when Bella has 23.
Apparently not. You know, that baby...
So his 25 is weak.
I'm dead. Yeah, it's assumed that Rumpelstiltskin has 24.
The other thing I wanted to bring up was when they were like, Jacob, go get some sleep. And first of all...
That made me tired.
As you're literally yawning.
Bella offers everybody's bed to Jacob, which rude.
Yeah.
And second of all, Rosalie is like, definitely, you can't sleep in my bed. Look that she gives Jacob. And Jacob's like, Blondie's protective of her props. She doesn't need to sleep. Why she care? because sleeping is the only thing done in a bed, Jacob. That's, as you're talking to your pregnant best friend, sleeping is the only thing done in a bed.
The rivalry between Rosalie and Jacob is very fun. And while I don't like that he is such a bitch to her, I think it is very funny. There were a lot of good nicknames in there.
Yeah.
There were.
I liked it, and I actually kind of wanted him to go sleep in her bed.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Roll around.
They're
and
so funny.
You know.
It was fun, but I was like, he is not a teenage boy if he doesn't realize what that bed is being used for.
Maybe he just doesn't care. And also, he doesn't think of them as humans.
Right. He may not think of them. He may think of them like parents. Like, parents don't have sex. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah, he was shocked that Edward was going to have sex with Bella.
I wish parents didn't have sex.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
But
they only have it the once.
He calls Rosalie Blondie. He calls her Psycho. He calls her Sleepless Beauty, which that one cracked me up. Beauty Queen. What else does he call her? There's some good ones. Barbie. Anyway, Blondie is the most common
used, yeah.
I like the jokes, though. The blonde jokes.
I just felt like that was Stephenie Meyer's hatred for blondes slipping in there. There was so many blonde jokes. I love that Rosalie is cooler than that, though.
Yeah, I love that. I love she was like, heard that one, get some new jokes.
What did you say, Christy?
Oh, I just said she wrote her in a way that actually makes you like Rosalie.
Yeah, I like Rosalie a lot. I think she's great. Even though they're fighting, I think Rosalie is fucking badass. And she's such a great character here. She really wanted to do what Bella wanted.
Yeah.
And it was a little selfish, but also what Bella wanted.
Yeah. I mean, she definitely wants it for the baby. But I could actually see a spinoff with like Rosalie and Jacob having to team up to do something.
Oh, gosh. That'd be insane. Well, Jacob's going to have to get used to her, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
To go back to Leah, let's briefly discuss that Leah has joined the pack. We got a lot of Leah scenes in this section, which I enjoyed because I think she's an underappreciated character. I think she's also a deeply misunderstood character, partially because we have to see her from Jacob's perspective. So if you... A lot of her shit is just, she's kind of tragic. She has the worst story. She's always angry because literally nobody is nice to her. I don't know why Jacob is so mean to her. He seems to blame it on the fact that she's always bitter, like in a foul mood, but who wouldn't be in her situation?
Yeah.
Having to witness Sam's sex life with Emily and all his thoughts, all his lovey-dovey thoughts.
But also, she joins this pack after having gone through the breakup with Sam, not understanding what was going on. She didn't have any clue. Then she's thrust into the pack against her will, is forced to see what is going on between Sam and Emily, because not only does she learn everything that happened and then has to kind of accept it because it wasn't even Sam's choice, then she also is thrust into having to witness it over and over again through Sam's eyes and everyone else's eyes. Then she has to hear him constantly think about it and also think about the fact that he kind of wishes she wasn't there because it's hard for him and it's hard for Leah. And then also, all of her privacy is given up. They all hate that she's there because she's a girl. It's weird now because she's a girl for all of them. They think she's weak. She's the weak link. They always want to leave her behind. Literally everything about this situation for Leah is shitty.
Yeah.
And they all blame her in a lot of ways. And so I just feel like if I was Leah, I'd be really fucking bitter about it too.
Same.
Yeah.
I'd be mad.
Although I would not mind. I truly, she talks about this later, but she talks about how she feels like a genetic dead end because her periods have stopped. And
that was wild.
I feel like, of course, women only have so many eggs. You can't live forever and continue to have a period. So, of course, I feel like it's been paused and that once you stop changing into a wolf, it will come back.
I think so, too.
I would kill for that.
Yeah.
To be able
to not have a period.
Yes. Yeah. To be able to put a pause on that.
I
not have a period while still having the hormones. Yes, that would be lovely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that that discussion that she has with Jacob about being a quote unquote genetic dead end, aside from the implications it has for why she should be valued as a woman, which I take big issue with that, because it's almost like she's not worthy enough to be a woman because she doesn't, just because you don't have periods, you're not woman enough. That pissed me off.
Well, actually, and that reminds me really quick, because remember last week we were talking about how for Mormons that there's those different things, like you have to have children, you have to do all these things to get into heaven and to guarantee that you're there with your family in heaven.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
But what if your children don't have children? Then they would not be in heaven with you.
Right.
But isn't that the pact that I have children so I can have me and my children in heaven?
Wait, what? I'm not understanding.
The way that it was said was like, if you do these things and you're in heaven with your kids, like you
ideally
secure your family there, but that's not actually the case, because if your kids don't have kids, then they are not secured in heaven.
Well, that's why Mormons are so serious about pushing on their children that they get married and have children.
I just thought that was strange.
Because they want their family with them in heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Leah's problem with not being able to have periods or have children is definitely related to the Mormon problem. That's clearly one of the reasons Stephanie Meyer would see that as a fault, I think. But I think it is just another part of this broad conversation that this whole section, there's so much to talk about in terms of what femininity means, what it means to be a woman, what it means to be genetically a woman, I guess. But I think it's just clear that, one, this is written at a different time period. You know, it's written before a lot of things have happened for women. And then two, I think it's very clear that when this came out, it was kind of groundbreaking in the Mormon sphere for feminism. It's definitely behind everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For Leah to think of herself as a genetic dead end just because she's kind of paused in time. And I kind of hate that, because Leah should not see her self-worth as a loss because she can't be married or have babies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, of course, a lot of Twilight has those themes in it that, you know, you won't be happy unless you have that happy ending.
I'm sorry.
But yeah. Wait, what?
You won't be happy.
It's not a massage parlor, Brittany.
What?
You won't have a good life
The
unless
happy
you have a
ending?
happy ending.
Well, I said that happy ending. Why is that so funny?
Happy ending coming.
Why is that the only thing you think of when you think of happy endings?
The way you said it, that's what.
The way you said it did actually sound very much like that. Like that's what I pictured too, is, you know, yeah.
Maybe we're just old.
You know what? Go up to a guy and ask him if he would like a happy ending.
I guess I just interpreted it as like a fairy tale ending.
Fairy tale ending is good. Happy ending
I think that's what the book meant. But the way that, my brain went there as well when you said it that way.
Well, it seems to happen a lot with me. Although, you know, I think a lot of women would kill to be where Leah's at.
Yeah.
Because she could fuck around and not have any problems.
For real. For real. There will be no pregnancy scares.
Yeah, lucky duck. I mean, that's clearly not what she wants, but it is just like, damn, like at least, you know, revel in that a little bit.
Yeah. Have some fun.
Yeah. But the next thing that happens after Leah joins the pack is we do get this meeting with Jared, Quill, Paul. Is Paul there? Yeah, Paul and Colin. Which at first Jacob is like, why is Colin here? Why did they send Colin? Is it like are they trying to get me off guard, or are they trying to play something, like trick me? And it turns out it's probably because Embry really wanted to come, and he wants to probably is very quick or close to peeling away from the Uley pack, and they did not want him to do that.
which is fucked up. He should be able to choose which pack he wants to be in. And I was like, okay, why aren't Quill and Embry joining Jacob's pack? And while I get their logic of Quill has to be around Claire, is the Uley pack really gonna keep Quill from Claire if he went and joined Jacob's pack?
Yeah, I think that's kind of ridiculous. I think it's because it's a territory thing, but even then it's not a good reason.
But why would they send Jared to do that? He's the one that is a hothead that doesn't make good decisions, and yet you're going to send him as the negotiator?
Paul is the one. Yeah. Paul is the hothead.
Oh, Jared. Oh, I thought it was Jared.
Paul is usually the one that starts fights.
And Jared
is well, then never mind.
A freaking asshole. He makes some low blows here, and then she's fucked up.
Yeah.
He does. He totally tries to manipulate Seth and Leah. He says to Seth, Sue is just like heartbroken and she wants him back.
So soon after your dad died.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fucked up.
And for Leah, that Sam wants you back and calling her the nickname.
That
that's
bullshit. Me off. That pissed me off. I was so happy that she was like, I'm gonna fuck you up kind of thing. Because that was so low. Like, for her, they all know that she's still in love with Sam because they all know. And for him to sit there and go, Sam wants you back, implying that he wants her back in the way that she wants to be wanted.
Yeah. Which is not true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really fucked up. And I'm proud of Leah for being like, fuck you, fuck Sam.
Yeah.
Fuck the pack. You know what I mean? And she tells Jacob later that that's one of the reasons she left, which I don't blame her at all. I would not want to be in Sam's pack if I had the choice.
Same.
Yeah. I mean, she's lucky she got to escape, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think Embry probably is very close to jumping ship too. But anyway, we do get a couple of back and forth chapters where Jacob's just like checking in on Bella. And then we kind of see this slow progression. Bella is doing better in the sense that now she has blood. So she has some life to her again. She has like color in her cheeks and she's gaining a little bit of weight. But at the same time, she's still not well because the baby is growing and like breaking ribs and shit.
Breaking ribs, pelvises, spines.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. So we get a lot of back and forth of him struggling with that. And then he kind of is accepted into the fold because the pack is helping the Cullens, keep the perimeter checked. And so Esme tries to feed him, tries to give him clothes. They offer up all of their resources. I mean, I think it's good, that they're finally all coming to a consensus, but he's very reluctant to do it. And Leah is too.
She's not reluctant. She's adamant that she's not gonna.
Yeah.
She'd rather
she does not like them.
Raw animals, which she hates doing, than have a cinnamon roll.
Yeah. Yeah. We also got the scene where Rosalie tries to feed him with the dog bowl. She turns the mixing bowl into the dog bowl. And then he throws it at her.
You got food in my hair.
That scene was cut from the movie, and I wish they hadn't cut it because it was so funny.
Right.
Oh my God.
The two of them.
Yeah, they are great. The last thing that happens before we really get the pregnancy scene is that Edward hears the baby's thoughts. The baby finally grows enough that it can think for itself, and Edward can hear it. And this is the moment that he kind of turns and he's like, oh my God, this is my child. I can no longer consider it like a monster. And Jacob's like, I should have known. I can't trust you. Like now you're on her side, He said, I counted on him to hate that revolting thing killing Bella more than I hated it. And he kind of turns completely over because he can hear the baby thinking. And can I just say, there's this scene where they're having that moment and Edward's like, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? And he's trying to discern if he can hear Bella's thoughts or the baby's or whatever. And she says, I was just thinking of Esme's island and feathers. Yeah. And I'm like, girl, you're thinking about sex right now?
Yeah, the baby literally broke your ribs, and you're sitting there with broken ribs, and a fractured pelvis or whatever. And
It's crazy.
she's like, I'm going to remember all the good times where I was getting it.
Yeah, I do not know. You know, only Bella could. Only Bella could.
Also, can we talk about what she does with Charlie? I think
I
that's
know.
fucked up.
She's been calling him and giving him updates, telling her that she's feeling better. And it's like, both Jacob and Edward agree that that is kind of fucked up because it's like giving Charlie false hope for when she dies and then she won't be able to see him again. And they're all like, what is she thinking? But Edward just lets her do what she wants now because she's like dying.
They were like, she's not allowed to tell Charlie that she's going to be a vampire because it'll be dangerous for Charlie, much like it was dangerous for her. But she hopes he'll guess.
Yeah, she's hoping he'll guess what's going on with her. I understand.
Still puts
her
him in danger.
Well,
Yeah.
he could take Charlie, or she could take Charlie to the woods and do it like Edward did her.
Still puts him in danger.
Yeah, I mean, I understand her wanting him to know.
Say it, Charlie.
Say it. Say it. How long have you been 19? A month.
A year and 2 months.
Oh my God. But yeah, I just thought that was not cool. I also don't remember. I thought that the chapter 17 was kind of stupid, where Jacob gets really upset that Edward is now on Bella's side, clearly. And he just runs off. He takes one of the cars and like runs off and he's trying to imprint on some rando because he's like, I just want to feel better. And I'm like, this didn't need to happen.
Yeah, the Aston Martin too. Of course,
Specifically.
we have to remember that it's the Aston Martin because.
But why does he have to imprint? He likes this girl. Why can't he just fall in love with her?
I think the idea is so he doesn't have to think about it.
So she doesn't have a choice and he doesn't have to work for it.
Well, no.
He's got it in his mind that he can't fall in love because all he can see is Bella. And the only way to get over Bella is to imprint on somebody.
Yeah, because then what I'm trying to say is then he wouldn't have a choice. He would just have to think about this other girl and Bella would not even be on the table. That's what I was trying to say is that Jacob doesn't want to have to think about Bella anymore because he thinks that he will never not be in love with her.
Yeah.
So he's like, why can't I just print on someone and just get it over with? I just won't have to worry about Bella anymore. And we know later that that's because Bella is harboring your future mate.
Yeah.
Ew.
Which that previous conversation was also where we got the name for the first time.
Yes. Renesmee.
Raggedy
Oh my God.
Ann.
It was either Edward Jacob or Renesmee. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Those were your only options? That's the best you got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best you got.
Also, I hate that she's so
Junior.
insistent that it's a girl, that it's a boy.
Yeah, something about that annoys me.
Yeah. Why would her dreams have been so far off? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think what annoys me about it is like, why can't it be a girl? And obviously, I don't think Bella's against it being a girl, but she's so convinced
So adamant.
because of her dreams. Yeah, and I think really she just wants a mini Edward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
Yeah. Oh God, that's gross.
Yeah, I think she just really wants a mini Edward because she's imagining this like angel child.
Angel child that she wants to do.
No.
Well, a mini Edward. I mean, my God.
No, I think she just wants a version of Edward that she can love, like most people want their children to look like their partners because they love them,
Do they?
Yeah.
I would think so. Like
That would be creepy to me if I had a child that looked just like Travis.
Well,
like that would be like, no.
You're taking this too literally.
Put you back in. Let's go for another.
No, that's not what I mean. I think it's more like when you see your child, you're reminded of your love for your partner because they look like them. Not that they want another.
Yeah, that would be fucking creepy
version.
Because then I would also look at Travis and be like, hey,
God.
how's it going? Oh God, you look like my child.
Oh my God.
Like,
To be fair.
And this is why you have cats.
this is.
Biologically, most babies look like their dads when they're born because the dad is more likely to stick around.
That's so sad.
What?
Yeah, it's some article that I read about that a long time ago. When a baby is born, they are more likely to look like the dad at first because it's a survival instinct.
Oh my
Short,
God.
fat, and bald.
Oh my God.
Odds are.
If you look at pictures of my brother and my dad when they were both younger, they look identical. People have always told me that I look like my mom. So, I mean,
I've always looked like my dad, especially when I was a kid.
I don't
Me
see
too.
it,
Even now.
but
Me too.
Apparently the universe thought I needed a little extra protection, so I just still look like my dad.
Girl. Same. Can I just say, that's really fucked up that it has to be ingrained in the genetics that they look like the dad, so they'll stick around. That's fucked up.
yeah.
That's fucked
Yeah.
up. Anyways, I'm dead.
So about this whole Jacob trying to imprint on a girl, and he's like
Star Wars or Jedi mind trick.
yeah.
Just like,
And he's
if
like,
I think about it hard enough.
He goes back to the house and he's like, I guess I should take the torture like a man. And I was like, the only person in this house being tortured is Bella. And she is doing it silently, or mostly silently. So shut the fuck up.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get over yourself. It is not that bad. Get over it. Either you care about her or you don't.
Yeah.
Which, let's talk about the birth chapter.
Do we have to?
We gotta.
Do we have to?
She had birth. It's okay. Boom. Done.
It's so iconic.
What?
It is the most iconic scene in the series, dare I say.
The movie made me want to puke.
It is.
No, the most
literally
iconic scene
lightheaded.
was the sparkle scene.
Yeah.
I'm a monster.
Well,
As if you could fight me off.
by iconic, I feel like I mean more that a lot of people, when they think of Breaking Dawn specifically, but Twilight also as a whole, they think of this scene because so many people were traumatized by it.
I was traumatized by it.
Poor Brittany.
I was very traumatized.
Christy, you reminded me that in the comments, you reminded me that we tried to like gaslight the shit out of Brittany about the scene.
I was like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
I was like, it wasn't that bad. I saw it. It wasn't that bad.
Can't really trust my memory for that.
I already have a thing about pregnancy because my mom came home with like her stomach taped together, and she was like, "Oh, that was where they cut me open to take your brother out," and that traumatized me then, and this traumatized me more.
Well, this is the gnarliest C-section we'll probably ever see. I do have to say, they really thought that they were just going to have the baby. Did they think that she was just going to give birth to the baby? Because I don't know. I know that they kind of went back and forth on that the baby would crawl its way out, like claw its way out.
It's like Puppet Master.
Yeah, but
Chucky.
I just can't imagine why they thought that it would go well at all. They should have just made the decision way before time to remove the baby. I mean,
preemies do fine.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. I was like, if they think that it's established enough,
well, yeah,
just go ahead
it's growing
and get
at
it out.
A much faster rate. So that thing should have been more than 9 months gestation at that point.
Exactly. So really, they should have. Anyway, they end up being surprised
fucking Collins
by how quickly it needs to happen because Bella what happens? She falls and like breaks her spine.
She knocks over her cup of blood and she goes to pick it up and
she kind of collapses.
Yeah, the amniotic sac detaches.
Oh.
And
oh my God.
Then during the birthing scene, the baby breaks her spine.
I remember that. I just couldn't remember what happened when she kind of collapsed there picking up the cup. But they go into like emergency mode. Carlisle and Esme are not there, of course, because that would be simple. And I gotta give Rosalie some credit. She hasn't eaten in who knows how long. And we know that she has really good control because she's never killed a human for their blood. But even she cannot handle it when they cut Bella open and there's just blood everywhere.
Buffet.
And Rosalie, it like immediately goes into like this instinctual mode. And Jacob, he's like, nope. He like starts beating her up. And she's like, yep, just beat me up. Just beat me up. Like,
I can take it.
And then Alice gets home right on time and pulls Rosalie away, right? At that point, Edward has taken over. They gave her morphine. They're trying really hard to give her morphine, which I understand why they did, but it ends up being a problem later.
Yeah.
But they're like, morphine, morphine, morphine. At this point, Bella is losing so much blood. It's a miracle that she is still alive. Jacob has to give her CPR.
I feel like she shouldn't be alive.
Yes. He's giving her CPR as she's dying.
But first he gives her the baby.
Well, he gives her CPR before they give her the baby. But then she gets the baby after it comes out of her.
Yeah, but you don't give CPR to a person until after their heart stopped, which happened after the baby was born.
I don't think...
He was holding her head so that she wouldn't choke on her blood that she was throwing up.
She's like, get this fucking kid out of my arms.
Maybe I have the order of operations backwards, but I thought that he gave her... I thought it was that Jacob has to rush in and continue pumping her heart and giving her CPR as the baby is being born. Once the baby is out, she is functional enough that she's like, give me the baby. They give her the baby. And it's like the last thing that she's able to do before she collapses because the baby tries to suck her blood immediately, tries to bite her boobie. And then Edward, in the politest manner possible, is like, no, Renesmee. And then like takes her away. And I'm like,
girl.
Motherfucker. Down.
Girl.
And then
don't do
right
that.
after that is when she flatlines.
But that's the thing. I mean, he may have given her CPR. You don't give somebody CPR when their heart is working on its own.
But yeah, you're making a good point. I just thought that that's how it happened.
I thought it was afterwards too. They take the baby, like she flatlines, and then because that's when he sticks the needle in her heart with his blood.
His venom.
Yeah, I guess I just am wrong.
Well, whatever. His liquid.
His his liquid. Yeah, his liquid.
Right to the heart.
He also bites her. Yeah, it's supposed to be like the gentlest little bites. Yeah. It looks like he's kissing her multiple times. And it sounds kind of sweet in a way, but also it's like, this is so weird.
So, question. She has that crescent-shaped scar on her hand where James bit her.
Right.
So, does this mean that when she actually becomes a vampire, she's going to have all those vampire scars?
Yeah.
Bites
They should.
on her?
I think it's supposed to mean that. Well, yeah, I guess it's supposed to mean that because Jasper has all of his, but I don't think it's ever mentioned. Because I was going to say, well, she was a human when she was bitten by James, so if she's becoming a vampire, she's supposed to become perfect. But I guess because Jasper is bitten after he's a vampire, then you could argue, well, that's because his body is unchangeable. So in theory, you could argue but all of her scars would go away until she's a vampire.
The definition of a scar is like new growth of skin?
Girl, I think you're making too much logic.
So you're looking for logic where there is no logic.
Yeah. Thank you. I was like, that's logical, but that's not what's going to happen here. There is no logic. This motherfucker has 25 chromosome pairs. Nothing makes sense. Okay?
Oh.
He injected venom. He injected his liquid into her heart. I couldn't say it without laughing.
Straight to the heart. Liquid straight to the heart.
Anyway, Renesmee is born.
His silvery liquid, by the way. His very silvery liquid.
And Renesmee is born, and Jacob sees it, and his life is complete.
Mm-hmm.
Which the second
he's like, baby wife.
Ew.
Well, no, At first he was like, okay, so obviously Bella's dead because I no longer feel pulled to this body.
Right.
Like, I'm out.
I was going to say that. So he immediately goes, well, she's dead. And that's weird because I don't feel anything anymore. And that has to be because she's dead. But it's because the thing he was pulled to has been removed from the body, which is
that
so
whole
weird.
statement is gross.
It's weird on
So
many
gross.
levels.
It's very gross.
And not just because Revenge of the Sith is born now. What it means is that he never really cared for Bella, that this weird supernatural thing was actually an egg inside her that had not been formed.
I told you, Wolfie connections are weird and gross, and I would not want one. Wolfie connections are... Remember when we had that conversation about the girl from high school that the guy never paid attention to, and then all of a sudden there's a Wolfie connection?
I see,
yeah. That Wolfie connection.
I mean, it is
gross.
fucking weird. I won't disagree with that. I'd
rather have a normal relationship.
Yeah. Nothing about this is normal or okay. So yeah, we'll have to see. Does Edward live or does Bella live or die? Find out next episode. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of implied at the very end of this section that, her heart starts beating again. And yeah.
Yeah. So Jacob sees Renesmee and his life has changed. We know that Rosalie is holding it and loving it, giving it attention. Anything else? What did I say? What?
Well, we stopped at the part of Jacob, and then you talk about loving it and holding.
Just fucking. I could never say anything. Everything is that's what she said. I cannot say a fucking thing on this podcast. Just like, what? What now? Any other thoughts?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. I do want to reiterate that I just love Seth, and he was such a highlight.
Yes.
Of this section.
Last thing, Christy, you kind of brought it up in the notes, but it made me wonder, do you think the different types of blood taste different, like different flavors of ice cream?
That was, because they used the O negative. Isn't that the important shit that you need at a hospital? And that motherfucker took it for her when he could have known what her blood type was. And
of course she's the special one, right? Like,
what if her blood type is O negative?
Well, I think that's probably why they took it.
She's not unique enough for it to be O negative. She's like an AB.
AB is like the rarest.
I was about to say, I think that's one of the rarest.
Well, then B, I don't know. A?
She's like, what? She
C,
can't
maybe?
be an A. She can't be an A.
I think it's O positive is the most, I think O positive is the most common, and O negative is the one that everyone can receive, I think. That's why.
Blatantly, I don't know.
And that's probably why they gave it to her, because O negative is the one that doesn't fuck with anybody's system.
Yeah. There's a few things that I didn't like in the chapters that were just kind of nitpicky. One was when Jacob's talking to Leah about her being a quote unquote genetic dead end. He says, "Since when are you a breeder?" I thought that was the worst fucking way to fucking say that. I was like,
Agreed.
Excuse me? Okay, so just because she wants to eventually have a child someday, she's a breeder? Really?
Agreed.
God, Jacob was so awful in this section.
He was.
And then, what else? There's a section, in the section where he's trying to imprint on a random girl, and he's just out talking, or he's out just looking around, and this girl approaches him, and she's asking about the car. And he was like, she's nice and she knows cars. Why can't I imprint on her? And I'm like, is this what Stephanie Meyer thinks like a guy wants? Is like a girl who's into all of the things that he is into?
Of course.
Is that why she likes cars?
And if you want to imprint on her, why don't you just try dating first?
Yeah.
And I will say this about Jacob's attitude towards the vampires. the derogatory comments that he makes in his head did get on my nerves.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something about somebody being judged harshly and unfairly pisses me off because literally Jacob has no standing for these thoughts and comments and beliefs about the Cullens that he just wants to believe. And it's constant. Like, ugh. I hate it.
I did think his eventual acceptance of them is kind of funny. The way that he starts calling them nicknames and starts coming around, like he calls Alice Shorty or whatever. I think it's cute.
I did love that she used him as a Tylenol.
Yeah. She's like, come back in here, Wolf. Yeah. Any other thoughts?
Nope.
All right. Well, we'll end the episode there. I would love to hear anyone's comments on this episode. So I hope that...
What did you think about the birthing scene? Did it traumatize you?
Yeah, we are so wrong for gaslighting the shit out of Brittany. We hope that you'll join us for next week's episode, and we'll be discussing Breaking Dawn, chapters 19 through 25, so a smaller section. New episodes drop each week, and don't forget to check out last season's discussion on the Empyrean series, available now.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media. That like and follow are super important for us to continue to bring you new episodes each week, so please, please, please do so. You can also support us by joining us on Patreon. Thank you for listening to the Midnight Raiders podcast. We'll see you next week.
Happy reading, listeners. Don't stay up too late.